When risk works, you create a situation where your students have to reach deeply into their bag of possibles, their bag of tricks and resources to meet the challenge of the day. And when they do, they have a breakthrough. And the artistry of experiential teaching or leadership is to find a place and a way for everybody to do that. Ted Byfield, when I talked to him, I said, "Is that what you're trying to do?" He said, "No, that's not what we're trying to do at all. What we're really trying to do here is to create a set of circumstances in which every single one of our boys will get to a point where they'll dig deeply into their bag of possibles, into their resources, their personal resources, and they won't find what they need. Because it's then that they have to throw up their hands and say, 'God have mercy.' And then real character is being built." David Greaney got himself out of that seat, having been dumped into the water, and with the help of another guy, they got to shore. And the day after the event, when the chap from Kippawa Lodge was going looking for, he got wind of this, a helicopter pilot had seen an overturned canoe, and so Sorensen is actually out looking for something, and he's seen bodies in the water. He sees a kid kipped up on a rock in his life jacket, his hair's dry, sort of with his hands around his knees, and he has this incredible flood of emotion, thinking that finally he's found somebody who survived. And when he got closer, it turned out it was David Greaney, who had met every challenge that this nasty circumstance had put before him. He got himself out of the water, and he still died. I just really don't know how to cope with that. Personal knowledge is a crazy thing. I spent 3 years researching and writing a book about this, did that documentary with TVO. But the encounter with Barbara Greaney was so powerful. I said, "Why did you hang on to this canoe for 27 years, and why are you talking to me now?" She said, "Well, it was the last place Davey was." She put it in a 19 by 19 tin garage at 7 Harris Street in Port Carling. It's 22 feet, so it had to go kitty corner. And it's just a cottage midden. They tossed shutters and old chairs, and that's where I found it. But when all was said and done, I thought, there's no way anything I could ever write in words on a page would ever capture in any way her grief. So I thought, I'll give a crack at trying to tell the story another way, and that's what I'd like to do right now. So it's a song called "Last Place." Willing hands make way near the end of spring on the sun-bright face of Temiskaming. This canoe, Lallemant, it was one of 4 that took 31 souls to a rocky shore on cold water. Work and pray and serve was the school's strict code. Characters forged on a rocky road. Take your swats like a man from a master's hand. Follow blind and you'll get to the promised land on cold water. 7 hours way up, one boy's had enough. No one sees that the lake is getting real rough. Get to work, mama's boy, just get on with it. 20 strokes off the shore and the groups were all split. One blue canoe with the smallest of boys lagged in the wind and the waves and the noise. Calls to the others to wait went unheard. A broadside hit and it's overturned in cold water. The other canoes turned around to help, but they pitched and they dumped in the growing swell. Panic-stricken heroes did the damnedest things. Hymns were sung in Temiskaming's cold water. Some couldn't swim, but they calmed them down. Keyhole vest wouldn't let you drown, but in the spring of the year, that's not the point, because cold creeps into every joint. When the day was done, 18 survived, asking on shore why they still were alive. 13 dead, put their faith in God. They didn't have a chance against earthly odds in cold water. We believed that adventure would do them no wrong. The risks of the wild make our boys strong. If they'd run to the morning, they'd outstride the sun. And that's how it went until all came undone. Yes, this boat they call Lallemant is many things. Cradle, the crucible, the last place of peace. Yes, the last place. Oh, the last place of innocent grace on cold water. Clean hands made way near the end of spring on the sun-bright face of Temiskaming. This canoe, Lallemant, it was one of 4 that took countless souls to a rocky shore.